Hello, second graders. The last time we were together, we read our first story in the Greek mythology unit called The 12 Gods and Goddesses of Mount Olympus. I thought it would be nice to show you today, before we get started in our next story, the map so that you could see where Greece is located, where these stories come from. So here we are in New York State, in the United States of America. You can actually see here, zoom in a little more, this fish, coming out that it's sometimes called, that's Long Island. And I would say East Merches, is located somewhere over there, right close to there. Now I'm going to zoom back out to get back into my screen view, recorder view here. It's a little better. So again, here we are in New York, and across the Atlantic Ocean into the Mediterranean Sea, you'll find the country of Greece. And here's Athens. We have a few of our stories coming up in Greek mythology that you'll hear quite a bit about Athens and some other cities within Greece. Beautiful place. I've been fortunate, blessed enough to have been there in my past. Lovely, lovely spot. So let's zoom out now and go to our story. Okay. So that was our story last week. Our 12 gods and goddesses. Oh yeah, there was Zeus and Poseidon, Hades, Demeter, Hera, Aphrodite. Okay, this is today's story. This is called Prometheus and Pandora. Long, long ago, there were two brothers named Prometheus and Epimetheus. Their names fit them perfectly. Prometheus means foresight or thinking ahead in Greek, and Epimetheus means hindsight or thinking afterward, looking back, sort of reflecting, if you will. Prometheus was quite clever and was always planning ahead in an effort to make things better for himself and for those around him. But on the other hand, his brother Epimetheus was always doing foolish things without thinking. The ancient Greeks believed that it was Prometheus who first created human beings, and that it was his brother who made all of the other creatures. So, if you look at the picture here, boys and girls, you can tell probably from that last line which one is which one is Prometheus and which one is Epimetheus. Zeus gave the two brothers gifts to give the living things. So while Prometheus scooped up some river clay and began to make human beings in the likeness of the gods, his brother Epimetheus made all sorts of animals and gave them all the good gifts. The animals could see, they could smell, and they could hear better than humans, and they had fur to keep them warm, unlike man, who shivered in the cold. Zeus, king of the gods, noticed all of these new animal creatures hopping, swimming, flying, growing, and walking on the earth. Zeus told Epimetheus, "These toys of yours are quite amusing. Some of them make me laugh, like that, what did you call it, an elephant? What an imagination you have. Others are quite beautiful in their own way. This morning I was watching your dolphins leap and play in the water. They are very graceful." To Prometheus he said, "But these humans of yours, what good are they? The other creatures are bigger, faster, stronger. Humans just sit around. I think you should get rid of them and try something else." Prometheus, however, had something in mind when he created humans. He suggested, "Please be patient, great Zeus. I think you will be surprised and pleased at how quickly humans can learn and how useful they can be. Why, I plan to teach them to pray to you, and wouldn't you like that?" Zeus agreed. This sounded like a fine idea. Very well, I will give humans time to prove that they are worthy. If they do not do so, however, you will have to get rid of them. Prometheus felt sorry for the humans, though. They had no fur to keep them warm, nothing to light the darkness, and nothing with which to cook their food. Humans needed fire, especially if they were to prove themselves. He asked Zeus for this gift for the humans, but Zeus refused. Fire, he said. Fire is just for the gods. Prometheus knew the humans needed fire. With fire, he thought to himself, they can soften metal and bend it into shapes to make tools. With these tools, they can plow fields, fish, and hunt for food. Cook that food and build shelters in which to live. With fire, humans can also honor the gods in sacrifices. Human beings need fire, but getting it for them will be very dangerous. Prometheus knew that up on Mount Olympus, where most of the gods lived, there was one carefully guarded fire. The gods and goddesses used this fire to cook their food. From the same fire, however, came the dangerous lightning bolts that Zeus would fling through the sky. In fact, all fire came from this one source. Zeus had said, fire is too dangerous for these ridiculous humans to use wisely. Only we gods and goddesses shall have it. Yet Prometheus was determined to bring fire to humans, even if it meant disobeying the king of the gods. Prometheus picked a stalk of fennel, and he carried it up to Mount Olympus. Now, boys and girls, that's what he's holding there, a stalk of fennel. When no one was looking, he dropped a burning coal from the fire into the plant's hollow center, where no one could see it. Then he carried the plant with the fire hidden inside down to the earth. Not long after that, Zeus noticed smoke rising from the earth. Gazing down in amazement, he saw that humans were now doing all sorts of wonderful new things. Zeus thought, it seems human beings really are worth keeping around. At the same time, however, he was furious when he found out that humans possessed fire when he himself had forbidden it. Guessing at once who was responsible, Zeus promised, I will teach Prometheus and these human beings of his that they must obey me, and I know exactly how to do it. Soon after this, Zeus ordered Prometheus chained to the side of a mountain. And every day an eagle would come and peck away at Prometheus's liver. But because he was immortal, he never died. And every night his liver grew back again. If you remember, boys and girls, we learned that word immortal last time in our first story in this unit. Now, Zeus was still angry that humans had fire, but he decided to let them keep it and instead punish man in another way. To punish man, I will use another human, a very special human. Zeus ordered one of the gods to make the first woman. He then asked each of the goddesses and gods for some wonderful quality or talent for this new human, explaining, I want someone who possesses all of the most wonderful characteristics, and I shall name her Pandora. The name Pandora means all gifts. The gods gave her the gifts of beauty, persuasion, intelligence, and curiosity. When Zeus finally sent Pandora down to the earth as a gift to Epimetheus, he sent her with a closed box and warned her to never open it. Pandora, however, desired to know what was in the box. She fought against her curiosity, but day after day, night after night, the question nibbled away at her. Pandora would often sit and just look at the box, wondering, wanting to open it, but always stopping herself. One day, when none of the housekeepers or servants were around, Pandora went to gaze at the box. Finally, she thought, surely one little tiny pea cannot hurt. She stood up and she studied the closed box one last time before she took a deep breath and opened the lid. Now that shows Pandora's box, her opening the box. Out of the box burst all of the frightening, saddening, anger-causing, terrifying evils and sorrows. Greed, hate, anger, pain, disease, death swarmed from the box and around her. She tried to shove them back inside, but she was too late. Out they flew in all different directions. By the time Pandora was able to replace the lid back on the box, only one thing remained, and that one thing is hope. That is the end of today's story, boys and girls. Think about that last line. I think it's such a special line, especially right now while we sit in our homes learning in this way. The only thing that remained, hope. There are some follow-up questions for you in our Google Classroom, and I look forward to seeing you there soon. Please continue to write in the stream about what you're reading at home. I love seeing that as well. All right, I miss all you guys. Talk to you soon.